It's time for controversy. In the almost 10 years that I've been playing Geometry Dash, I've developed some very interesting and potentially controversial hot takes about the game and its community. None of these are going to be like super insane. I'm not going to say, oh, Polargeist is actually the hardest level in the game. None of these are going to be that crazy. I'm sure some of you guys will agree with me on a lot of these, and I'm sure some of you guys won't agree with me. I'd also like to preface by saying I'm going to be referring to some YouTubers or some level creators in here, not by name, but some of them are going to be pretty obvious to tell who's who. This is solely my opinion. I don't really have any ill will or harsh feelings about anybody that I'm mentioning, except for later in the video, you'll see. And with all that out of the way, let's get into it. I'll start with a pretty hot take right off the bat. I am kind of a hater of the gauntlets. There's so many, and I think some of them have really good levels, really good themes, but a lot of them don't really fit with the theme whatsoever, and a lot of these levels are just kind of bad to play. There have been a lot of these gauntlets, especially some of the demon ones, where it's just not fun at all. Now maybe that's just me being not great at the game or being more of a star grinder where I just like beating levels quick, but some of these levels are genuinely like miserable to play. Literally my most liked comment is on a gauntlet level that I said it was absolutely horrible. And I guess over 10,000 people agree with me. And it's not just me thinking that, a lot of the comments in some of these levels are really just negative towards it, and I kind of agree with them. For example, the new gauntlets have really not been my favorite at all. There have been so many XL levels where it just takes 3-4 minutes to beat one level. Now this kind of brings me straight into my second hot take, XL levels. I don't know if it's just me, maybe I have like a brain rot attention span, but I genuinely despise XL levels. This isn't a totally universal thing. Some levels I really enjoy, like Change of Scene. It's XL, it's over 2 minutes long, but I really love that level. My issue with a lot of these XLs is that they're just boring. Some of these are 3, 4, 5 minutes long. And unless I'm getting a demon level or 10 stars, there's no way I'm gonna actually spend that much time beating one of these. Like for example, when I beat every single 3-star level, there was a level that was like 6 minutes long. It was so bad. Like if you die halfway through, that's 3 minutes gone on one attempt. And if you finally beat it, wow, congratulations, you spent 6 minutes to get 3 stars. I feel like I complain about XL levels all the time in my Discord server, and I have some people that agree with me, some people that don't. I totally get it. It's just not my thing. Maybe that's part of just me being a star grinder. I like being able to beat levels pretty quick. And when a level is pretty easy, I don't want to have to spend 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes focusing just to beat it. I'd much rather just have it gone and out of the way in a minute and a half. This kind of goes into one of the videos I made a few weeks ago, but I kind of like jump indicators. Most of the time, at least. When they're not looking like spikes, I kind of prefer when levels have them. Now, I don't really like when it stands out too much or has contrasting colors, but I think subtle ones are kind of enjoyable for me. I like to be able to play the game and not have to focus super hard, and sometimes levels are confusing and jump indicators really help me out. Sorry about that, Rob Top. This one's a little bit controversial, I would actually say. I feel like the universal use of Mega Hack was generally a bad thing for the game. While I think Mega Hack has done tremendously for quality of life changes as well as just the game's skill progression, I honestly feel like it has too many invisible advantages. Like for example, I feel like players who use Mega Hack benefit way more than players who don't. I feel like in a way it ruined the vanilla nature of the game. It's interesting that for most games, using mod menus and hacks is frowned upon, but for Geometry Dash it's very acceptable. The majority of YouTubers are shown using it in almost every single video. Like sure, using Mega Hack won't be as horrible on a player as it would be if you're using a mod menu on Call of Duty and just god moding and killing people through walls. But I feel like players who use Mega Hack have such a big advantage on players who don't. Real quick, just watch this clip from Riot on the Dasher podcast. He pretty much says it as well as I could possibly say it.
This is something that I swear, it actually like pisses me off. The game nowadays, the meta is so far from what it used to be. Like, I guarantee you, if any of these people, any of these top players right now, if you made them get exactly the hardware and the shit that I was using back then, they would understand how different it was. Like, people sit here with their Mega Hack shit, their 360 FPS bypass, their fucking show hitbox on death, all this stuff that makes it so easy to like learn levels and do all that. If you took away, if you stripped away Mega Hack entirely, if you stripped away FPS bypass, put them on a native 144 hertz refresh rate, I guarantee you the game wouldn't be even close to where it is now. All the new players come in and they have everything like laid out for them. Like, this is the meta. This is what you need to.
True.
This is what you need to buy.
And one last thing on this topic is I feel like Mega Hack really allowed players to hack so much more easily. When the software has things like no-clip and botting at the touch of one's fingertips, I feel like it really made these hacks more accessible for people. And now with things like clicks being added to botting, it's making it so much more difficult to tell who's legit and who's not. Like for example, Zoink could be hacking and nobody would know. I don't feel like this one is too controversial, but I'm gonna say it. Gameplay is so much more important in a level than decoration. As a star grinder who plays tons and tons of levels, I really feel like levels with good gameplay far clear levels with good decoration and bad gameplay. I would much rather play a level that has pretty bad or bland decoration but really good gameplay than a level with incredible decoration and horrible gameplay. And I guess part of that is just me wanting to complete levels as quick as I can and not just sitting to appreciate the level's decoration. Going along with this a little bit, I feel like one of the biggest impacts on a level is its music as well. I know for me at least, some of the top demons I really don't care about or don't care to watch just because I don't like the music behind it. And other ones like Kyoki or Aeternus or Acheron or some of these other cool ones like especially Cataclysm and Bloodbath back in the day. I really love the music of these levels and it really gets me to go back and watch these videos over and over. I think whenever there's a top one or future top one that has a bad song, I really just don't care about it that much. And the same goes for online levels as well. I've been seeing a lot of online levels recently with songs with a ton of vocal audio or like pop music in the background that really just doesn't fit with Geometry Dash at all. And the comments usually agree. A little bit of controversy on this one. I absolutely hate the swing game mode. Maybe part of that is just my boomer brain trying to comprehend a new game mode for the first time in 8 years. But I absolutely am horrible at it and I think it's really inconsistent and it's definitely my least favorite of all the other modes. Especially the mini swing. Don't even get me started on the mini swing. Here's an interesting one. I think mods have a massive bias towards well-known creators when sending levels. Now I think this is just genuinely the truth, but I think this also goes a little bit deeper than just that. With a lot of the new Gauntlets recently, we've been seeing the same names come up with a lot of these Gauntlet levels, where one creator has 3, 4, 5 levels in the new past few Gauntlets. There's so many talented creators out there, and probably a lot more levels that fit these themes of the Gauntlets as well. And I feel like some of these top creators are just favorites of RobTop, so he picks them more for the Gauntlets than other creators that I feel like much more deserve it. Gameplay like this, I absolutely hate it. That's all I'm gonna say. I think insane rated levels are probably the worst rating in the entire game. Like sometimes we have 8 stars that are so easy you can sight read it in one attempt without really having to focus too hard. And then you have 8 or 9 stars that are failed demon levels where they should be easy or medium demon, but for some reason they're rated 8 or 9 stars. You don't really see a difference like this in any of the other ratings, and I feel like for this, like a lot of these levels that are probably demon rating, you beat them, you put a lot of effort into it, and wow, you get 9 stars and no demon. Congratulations. I find most level showcase videos to be extremely annoying and also just a total blatant cash grab. For example, when Aeternus came out a few days ago, you had 5 or 10 other big YouTubers post their level showcases of Aeternus. And if you try to say this is anything but a cash grab, I 100% disagree. All of these gameplays are obviously botted. Nobody is going to be beating these levels straight up. And the thing is, a lot of these people who do these showcases never say that it's botted or anything like that in the title. They just say like Aeternus new upcoming level or Aeternus top 1, which makes a lot of the viewers think, wow, this person completed it, I want to watch their video. But in reality, it's literally just botted. Like there's absolutely no difference between Ryamu's video and unknown creator's video. Literally the only difference is different icons. Like there was no skill put into this, it's botted. So I don't understand why people do this for every single top one that comes out. Actually, yes I do. Money! This also goes into the next one. I think a lot of Geometry Dash YouTubers are kind of just bad people. As we've seen over the past few years, a lot of Geometry Dash YouTubers have been getting exposed for just being bad people. Some are definitely different than others. A lot of them have just been getting exposed for being a bad person in general, like being racist or homophobic, just being super full of hate. And what annoys me the most about this is that these people still continuously have a platform to this day. Like imagine trying to show one of your friends who's not in the community a level like Dash or Deadlocked. You look it up on YouTube, and then you have to explain, oh no, you can't watch this video right here. They ask why, and you say, oh, well this person is literally a criminal and has done horrible things. But you know what, like they just stay in the community, we can't do anything about him. He still has millions of subs, millions and millions of views, and probably makes hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. We can't do anything about him though, he's still here, and still has a loyal audience. And I think part of this reflects on the community. Stop giving these people a means to make money online. They're bad people, stop watching them. Let's de-escalate a little bit. I think Theory of Everything 2 is the easiest main demon in the game. Most people say it's clubstep, but I feel like clubstep's many ship parts, especially the ones near the end, are just more difficult than any part in Theory of Everything 2 to me. I won't rant too much about this one, but I think Geometry Dash short form content is total brain rot. The majority of it, at least. I think in a way, daily levels and weekly demons have kind of ruined star grinding. There's not a fixed number of stars that somebody could get in the game. If somebody started right now and beat every single level in the game, they would not be top 1. Most likely they wouldn't even be top 5. And that's because when a level is weekly demon or daily level, there's almost like an extra copy of it that's only available for that day. You can get the stars or the demon out of it, but then the next day it's gone. I'm not going to go too much into this because I just don't think it's a topic I want to go into too much because I don't have that much experience. But I feel like the demons list has really kind of changed for the worse in a way. A quote I find that's really good for this is, "The list was made for levels, but now levels are made for the list." I find it kind of weird that RobTop nerfed the shops and made them cost less orbs, same with paths, but the demon keys are still absolutely insane to unlock. I've unlocked every single item in the store. Like, there's nothing else for me to buy, except I still need hundreds and hundreds of demon keys. I'm not even close to getting those. I just find it weird that he nerfed one thing, but didn't nerf the other. And the last thing I'll mention here is I feel like there should really be a filter for explicit or epileptic levels. Maybe this is just my family-friendly nature coming out, but I feel like it's kind of weird that this is a kid's game, and there's a lot of levels that are rated by RobTop that have F-bombs or other swear words in the songs, or just like explicitly in the level. As well as this, I feel like there's so many levels that are just so extremely epileptic that I don't think RobTop should rate levels like this. Well, that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know that was a lot of rambling. Let me know if you agree with anything. Let me know if you disagree. Try to make it civil though. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all later.